all these is like trophies. The WBC, the WBA, the IBF and the WBO. Y'all gotta clean it. Y'all gotta clean this up.
This is a guy that we can't overlook. You never overlook any opponent. We can't base everything just off power.
Not a problem. We try to be as much fair as we can.
Yeah, I know.
Despite the written rules regarding it, but we also know that there's a commercial value in certain fighters that can improve the chances of the race.
In the aftermath of the controversial bout between Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Lamont Roach Jr., boxing legend Floyd Mayweather has openly criticized the World Boxing Association, WBA, for alleged corruption. The fight, which took place on March 1st, 2025 at Brooklyn's Barclays Center, ended in a majority draw, allowing Davis to retain his WBA lightweight title.
Has been on a big stage for a while now. But we all have to give somebody else the opportunity. Before I became TBE, somebody had to give me the opportunity. So what Tank is doing is giving another tough competitor an opportunity. He's tough. And when this fight first was made, I didn't know much about this fighter. Then I had a chance to do my homework and look him up. And I faced guys like this before, and this is a guy that we can't overlook. You never overlook any opponent. We can't base everything just off power.
The decision has been widely disputed, particularly due to a contentious moment in the 9th round when Davis took a knee but was not penalized by referee Steve Willis. Mayweather's allegations add to the growing scrutiny of the WBA's role in this controversial outcome. However, he admitted, "But I didn't know I could get disqualified for this." His statement has sparked further debate about the fight's outcome.
But I must say, do it enough.
Can you describe what the feeling was like in the ring? And was it to get the towel out, to get the burn out of your eyes, or what was going on? And
I didn't want to get caught. I didn't want to get caught while my eyes was burning. And you can get knocked out like that. So I'd rather take the knee than, But I didn't really know that you can get disqualified for all that. Or when you start counting, I'm like, what the hell?
Following the controversial draw between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach Jr., the New York State Athletic Commission, NYSAC, admitted to a technical issue that prevented officials from properly reviewing a potential knockdown in the 9th round.
To override his decisions or knockdowns. Some skeptics have suggested that Willis's call benefited Davis unfairly, but we do not subscribe to that notion. In our long experience judging fights, we see no evidence of favoritism, only a referee prioritizing the physical safety of a fighter who appeared compromised by an eye injury. Which I actually get. I understood that statement because, hey, look, Steve Willis he didn't call it a knockdown.
You take a knee like that, that looks like a knockdown. All right?
So I think it's going to be very difficult for the New York State Athletic Commission to review this.
This revelation has sparked outrage among fans and analysts, as the missed call could have significantly impacted the fight's outcome. WBA President Gilberto Mendoza already stated that taking a knee without a punch should be ruled a knockdown. Pressure is mounting on NYSAC to address the situation.
Steve Willis said it was officially a knockdown. The fight could have gone differently, making it very difficult to review this after the fact and overturn it. But the problem is still, though Steve Willis did not call it a knockdown officially, he also didn't call it a slip.
You take a knee like that, that looks like a knockdown.
He had to pick one or the other. And according to the rules, a slip, the referee has to let it be known that it's a slip. Slips. When a boxer goes down and the referee deems it not to be a legal knockdown, they should immediately wave both hands in a crossing motion at or below their waist level.
A segment of the boxing community believes Lamont Roach Jr. deserved the victory, but was denied due to Gervonta Davis's star power and marketability. This viewpoint suggests that external factors, such as Davis's status and financial influence in the sport, may have played a role in shaping the fight's outcome.
Tender regime, boxing, checking back in with y'all, man. What's good? What's good? Look, Gervonta Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach. Incredible fight. Incredible fight. Tit for tat, wit for wit, athleticism for athleticism. What an amazing fight. I had Lamont Roach winning 7-5. 7-5, 8-4, I had Lamont Roach winning. Now, I understand the draw politically. It's Tank, he's a star. You don't want to just give him an L and he didn't just get his ass whooped like from dusk till dawn. But he got outboxed tonight. Lamont Roach won that fight. But I understand the draw politically. How did you see the fight, bro? Tell them how you saw the fight.
Yo, I saw Roach winning the fight, man. I had Roach winning the fight 7 rounds to 5, Tank, meaning Roach favor. I don't know how we ended up here, but we could say it was the politics because, you know, Tank a bigger fighter. If you want to beat the king, you got to beat the king. In order to beat the king, you got to knock him out. And they ain't doing this fight. But, hey, the next fight going to be big bread, though. So that's all I got to say, man.
Yeah. Great fight, man. Great fight. Great fucking fight.
X-user 980VR claimed Gervonta Davis paid the NYSAC to prevent the decision of his fight against Lamont Roach from being overturned. Boxing is corrupt, and with increasing scrutiny on the officiating and WBA's handling of the match, such claims have only fueled debates about corruption in the sport. WBA President Gilberto Mendoza made a shocking statement regarding Gervonta Davis's fight against Lamont Roach. Taking to Twitter, he reiterated, "Let me repeat, I stand by what was expressed last Sunday in Ring magazine. Based on my 30-plus years of experience, taking a knee without a punch shall be ruled a knockdown. It affected the result of the fight." This remark has placed Davis under intense scrutiny, as it implies that an incorrect ruling may have influenced the outcome. Fans and analysts are now debating whether the fight should be reviewed or potentially overturned. MMA journalist Ariel Helwani analyzed the fight, describing it as satisfactory but not exceptional. He particularly focused on the controversial 9th round when Davis took a knee, arguing that such actions should be deemed a knockdown under standard boxing rules. This perspective aligns with the sentiments of many fans and analysts who believe that the referee's decision not to count the knee as a knockdown significantly impacted the fight's outcome. The incident has sparked debates about rule interpretations and the consistency of officiating in boxing matches.
And this, that, and the other. Like, it all kind of felt like an afterthought. And then the fight happens, and truth be told, like, the fight wasn't the best fight of all time. It was fine. It wasn't your vintage Tank Davis fight. There wasn't a knockout. There wasn't a knockdown scored by him. It was just sort of fine. If that was your first time watching Tank, you're probably like, okay, yeah, sort of, I get it. But it kind of speaks to his demeanor going into the fight. Like, it just felt a little bit underwhelming. And then we get to the 9th round, and then it's complete madness, because in the 9th round, you probably have heard by now, the fight is moving along, and it is important to note that Lamont Roach lands a jab or two, and where we want to start the clock is up to debate, but he certainly lands a punch. And then seconds after that punch lands, that jab lands, all of a sudden Tank Davis takes a knee. He quickly takes a knee, and there it is right there. 9th round, 217. He is taking a knee, and he's looking to his corner. And he also, ever so briefly, it appears as though he's almost trying to call time. Let me tell you, in case you don't know, in boxing, you take a knee, that's considered a knockdown. You cannot call time. And you know what you also can't do? You also can't go to your corner mid-round and ask them to wipe your face. Ask them to do anything. You can't get a swig of water. You can't do this. You cannot do that. But that all happened. And so the referee for this fight is a legendary referee. Steve Willis, you have probably seen him in GIFs. He's got that kind of like big-eyed look. You've definitely seen him. He's a veteran of the fight game. I'm not exactly sure what happened. I'm not suggesting he was in on it. But like, there was certainly a fumbling.
In light of the controversy surrounding Gervonta Davis's recent bout against Lamont Roach Jr., boxing legend Floyd Mayweather Jr. has reiterated the importance of financial prudence for fighters. Drawing from his own experiences, Mayweather advised Davis and other boxers to plan for life beyond the ring, emphasizing the necessity of investing wisely to secure their futures. This counsel underscores the transient nature of a boxing career and the critical need for athletes to prepare for their post-competition lives.
Box, turn. The name of the game is boxing. The name of the game is not slugging, because when the fight game is over, when boxing is all over, and you hang it up like me, you still want to be able to have your faculties. You still want to be able to have your brain. That's more important than anything. Fuck the money. Your health is more important than anything. The name of the game is to hit and not get hit. And I was the best at doing it, and I'm gonna continue to teach these young fighters. The name of the game is to dish it out and not take it. And then when your career is over, take your money, invest it right, so you can have something. These people don't give a fuck about these people don't give a fuck about us.
Gervonta Davis has consistently found himself in various troubles, whether legal issues or personal conflicts. Throughout his career, he has faced multiple arrests and legal battles, making headlines for incidents outside the ring. Additionally, Davis has had personal disagreements with figures in the boxing world, including Floyd Mayweather. His public feuds and controversies have often overshadowed his in-ring accomplishments, leading many to question his discipline and decision-making.
Recently, Tank Davis decided to upload this on his Instagram. Not sure what's wrong with Tank Davis. I don't know what legal issues he's having because he has a hearing close. I'm not sure when the date is, but him and Floyd Mayweather have always had this weird relationship where sometimes Tank doesn't seem to be in good terms, and then sometimes they are in good terms. The energy is off. Let me know what you guys think that post means, what he's going through. I hope he's doing good, because we want him to fight, and we want him to fight really good opposition. So let me know what you guys think. What's going on with Tank?
Davis leaving Floyd Mayweather's promotion was one of the most debated decisions of his career. While gaining control over his own career may have seemed like a smart move, many argue that Mayweather's experience and guidance could have helped Davis navigate the boxing world better. Mayweather, being a legend of the sport, understood the business side of boxing and had successfully built his empire.
You know, so I don't want Tank to necessarily leave Mayweather. I think he's in this position because of everything that Mayweather and Leonard Ellerbe have done for him. So I do want him to do what he is saying. Mm-hmm. Take control of your career. Say that you want Shakur and actually fight Shakur. Say that you want Devin and actually fight Devin. You know, fight these guys. Don't keep making new names. Like, you gave Barrios a chance. You gave Isaac a chance. Like, you know, Gamboa. Like, those aren't the fights that we want.
One major criticism surrounding Davis is the quality of his opponents. Analysts suggest that his team has carefully selected fights that favor him, avoiding the most dangerous competitors. While this is a common strategy in boxing to protect a fighter's marketability, it has led to questions about whether Davis is truly being tested at the highest level.
Gervonta Tank Davis is one of the most overrated fighters in the sport of boxing right now, and not because of his skills, but because of his resume, and resume does matter. In my opinion, he's a victim of what I call Terrence Crawford syndrome, where you have a really bad promoter who only wants you to fight in promotion fighters who you know that they can 100% beat. If Tank Davis wants to be great, he's going to have to fight one of the other champions in the two divisions that he fights in, 135 pounds and 140 pounds. I'm going to list off all the champions in those divisions and tell you if I think he can beat them or not. So first we got the only other full champion in 135 pounds, Shakur Stevenson. If they fought, I think Tank has a good chance of maybe knocking him out in the later rounds. But if I had to bet my house on it, I would say Shakur Stevenson would beat him in a close decision, and it would end up probably being a boring fight. But I think Shakur has the skills to beat Tank Davis over a long 12-round fight. Now we have Subriel Matias, who's a scary Terminator-like fighter who gives up the early rounds to come on later and drown you in the later rounds. But he's very stiff and he doesn't have very good footwork at all. I think Tank Davis will probably, box his face off for most of the 12 rounds. There might be some trouble in the late rounds. But if Tank can stay out of trouble, I think this is one of the few champions that he would beat, but I don't think he would fight him. Now we have Pitbull Cruz, who Tank already beat by a close decision, and Tank beat him with a broken hand, but it was on short notice, right? Pitbull Cruz only had 2 weeks to prepare for this fight. I think in the rematch, Tank would take a lot more punishment and even has the potential of being beat. If Tank's not perfect for those 12 rounds, I think Pitbull Cruz wins because he's been looking a lot better since their fight and has impressed me very, very much. Now we got Devin Haney. Devin Haney is very impressive. He really has everything. He has the defensive skills, the offensive skills. He's really showing his power and strength at 140 pounds.
Fellow lightweight boxer Devin Haney shared his thoughts on the Roach-Davis fight, acknowledging Roach's skill level and expressing his belief that Roach deserved the victory. Haney's perspective adds weight to the ongoing discussions about the fight's outcome, considering his expertise and standing in the boxing community.
What was your assessment on his fight against Lamont Roach, and what are your thoughts on the knockdown that wasn't called in round 9?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a good fight overall. Lamont, I always knew Lamont was, he wasn't coming to lay down. I've been knowing Lamont since we was kids, so we came up in amateurs together. So I knew Lamont was serious. He was coming in there to fight, but he did a lot better than I thought he would, and I thought he won the fight personally. Yeah, the no knockdown, that was like unheard of. It was the first time I've ever seen it with my own 2 eyes, and yeah.
Post-fight tensions between Tank Davis and Lamont Roach have escalated on social media platforms, particularly X. Both fighters have engaged in public exchanges debating the outcome of their first fight and the possibility of a rematch. X-user BoxingFootT expressed frustration over the WBA's handling of the Davis versus Roach fight, stating, "It's embarrassing what the WBA is doing. They're basically saying anyone can take a knee and receive assistance from their corner mid-round as long as they haven't been hit. Who made that belt a major sanctioning body?" This strong criticism reflects the growing outrage among boxing fans, who believe the WBA's rulings are inconsistent and damaging to the sport's integrity. Renowned boxer Canelo Alvarez weighed in on the controversy, stating that the knee taken by Gervonta Davis should have been ruled a knockdown. Canelo's opinion carries significant weight in the boxing community due to his experience and status as a top fighter.
Did Gervonta Davis take a knee, and should he have been deducted a point and in the end lost that fight to Roach, in your opinion?
Yeah, in my opinion, it was a draw. He take a knee. And plus the corner go up and put a towel in the face. That's a disqualification for sure. I'm talking about the rules, but it's not my business.
13. Gilberto Mendoza has pushed for a rematch, stating, "I have asked the WBA Boxing Committee to closely monitor one X's direct rematch case. However, we believe both parties, as indicated in the post-fight interview, will come to an amicable agreement to run it back." Mendoza's proactive approach highlights the need to address the controversy and give both fighters a fair chance to settle the dispute definitively. Wordsmith's tweet directly responds to WBA President Gilberto Mendoza's call for a rematch, arguing that the draw for Lamont was already generous. Now he's trying to litigate his way to being gifted a win, which we all know is a ploy to force a rematch. Rewarding underhanded tactics makes the committee look vulnerable. What if Tank doesn't like the decision and drops the belt? Smith suggests Roach is using external pressure to secure another fight instead of earning it outright. Gervonta Davis will likely avoid a rematch with Lamont Roach, citing his history of not engaging in tough rematches. This belief stems from Davis's decision not to pursue a second fight against Ryan Garcia and other formidable opponents in the past. Some argue that Davis prefers to maintain his undefeated record without taking unnecessary risks against opponents who have proven to be difficult matchups.
We will never see that fight happen again. It just will not happen. Gervonta Tank Davis doesn't like hard fights. It's that simple. We've seen it over and over. He fought a Ryan Garcia drained. He fought a very inexperienced Rolly Romero. He will not fight Devin Haney. He will not fight Shakur. He will not fight Pitbull Cruz again. He will not fight Lamont Roach again. He will not fight Tefimo. He will not fight Inao. He will not fight those guys. That's just not who Tank is.
I'm not sure, bro. I'm definitely not sure, but hopefully we could get it before. Nah, it probably won't be this year.
Is that the one you want next?
It's definitely the one I want next, but it's not gonna be next.
What is?
You might see it in a minute.
What do you think about the controversy surrounding Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach Jr.? Do you believe the WBA and NYSAC handled the situation fairly, or was there corruption involved? Share your thoughts in the comments below.